backstab them and sit behind Xbox as much as he can.
And if you are Spirit, then you better watch out for Alex, because he has had some astronomical performances on the CT side, specifically of Dust2, in the last 2 times they've played it. See if the 3rd time's the charm for Alex. 3 for 3, does he stick the landing? Right now he's just being used as a stepping stool. Get some players up onto the A site, maybe to contend with Catwalk, but really we're watching Team Spirit look towards B.
And Spirit have this way of scouring out map control in such a strange fashion. Like, I'm sure if Cloud9 were to pick a read on the map, where they think the Spirit players were, this would not be all the positions they expect. With long control in lower, boosted up at the top of mid at the same time. We'll see if they can suffocate Cloud9 with their positions. Alex right side mid doors. This means, oh, it's actually a 3-2 setup with Alex over here. But now he's pulling back a little bit. But I don't think Spirit have necessarily, oh, they definitely made a decision. They're going to be splitting towards A.
Here they come. 1 player back on long. Everybody else in from Catwalk. Woxic trying to find a headshot. Mezzy to first strike for Cloud9, and he dives back behind the coverage. Alex trying to welcome them into the peak. How does he manage to survive that long? Doesn't matter, because he dies in the end. But of course, it's 16 health for Magix and Mir combined. SDY on 88 and Floppy on the Catwalk, hot on their heels. You can see that kit down towards CT ramp. But if he jumps down there for it, suddenly these other 2 Ts will have that vertical advantage. He is being drawn into the open, and off of the gush, they all pop out for the pistol round win. Team Spirit take round 1.
That's Magix actually coming into the round, getting dinked in spawn by a USP at the bottom of mid, and then getting 3 kills after that. So really nice composure from Magix to be able to pull back that round and stay focused. And yeah, Cloud9, they lose the pistol, they'll invest pretty heavily. iDisbalance just spotting for the lower push. CTs are peeking around, but 2 have already crossed. B play coming in.
Tag on top of the box. Floppy just beside him. Flashbang is on point. 2 kills from Tag. There's Floppy with a D kill and a little bit further damage. This scout primed for the taking. Woxic snaps it into Chopper, and now there's just iDisbalance, but he does get Woxic first and disengages from the situation.
Jesus.
Bomb, however, does not belong to him.
Oh, how are you going to win back this round, man?
That duo of deadly deagles.
Dude, the double dragons. That's crazy. That was just, I mean, it's just, the spam is so strong from that close up. It's just smart from Cloud9 to go for the boost, double pressure right at the choke point, and Tag, most importantly, flash dodges. You see him picking the timing, and if he got blind, he would have to fall back, and you wouldn't see that same round. We saw his teammate get full blind and have to come in after the fact. It just worked out really well. It's a stretch to believe that iDisbalance can pull this back. And oh my god, Mezzy will end his days early. Save us for having to see this clock run out.
2 AK-47s picked up from Cloud9. Let's watch it again. Spam damage.
I mean, they're as close to spraying and praying as you could possibly get with the Deagles, just basically spamming them down. But that's the value they created for themselves, being that close, right? You don't spray that much if you're far back in the site, if you're in a rotator spot. So I want to say, as much as we complain about the Deagle for situations like that, they earned that advantage.
Throws Team Spirit a curveball straight out the gate. Scout back for iDisbalance. 3 Deags. 1 flash, 1 smoke. We've got a little gunfight going down on long doors.
Say long doors?
Long doors. I feel like saying it slower. Now I hear it.
Can't ever unhear. Cute little peek-off cat with the scout. And Team Spirit will look to score a cat plant if possible. Some of their utility coming this way. Looks like a well-timed grenade.
Very nice.
My goodness. That's a meaty, meaty potato. Potato full of meat. I'm saying some crazy stuff today.
And the day's still young.
I'm denser than a coconut right now.
Alex, he's going to fall, and that offers an AK over to Chopper, but he couldn't
Eye
back up.
disbalance.
That's not his kill. Side disbalances, scout shot on point, flashbangs as well. Woxic kind of turned off at this angle. Chopper's like, okay, enough. Enough flashbangs. I want a damn kill. But Woxic's going to shut it down. And man, it's hard to believe in Team Spirit's post-plant just because of the HP they're hanging on with.
Yeah, it depends. This next kill is everything, right? If they just get random kill back, maybe they don't even try it. SDY, he could make the difference. Yep. He'll hit his first shot. Oh, but okay, instead, it's a trade 1-for-1, and they're closed up. They're closing out these angles, and everybody dies. That's it. Team Spirit lose the round. Defuse can come in, and they've both got kits, too.
Full house there between Woxic and Floppy. Woxic just sitting back, relaxing, letting the flop man make his moves. And does he ever? Decides to challenge to that smoke grenade. Like you said, it depended on the next one. SDY, he gets a kill. He had 100 health. Everybody else after the fact was tagged, and they were hoping that that temporary cover of the smoke was enough to instill a grain of doubt in the back of mind for Floppy. But he decides to charge headstrong through it, destroys them all.
Frankie, can you save me here? Are there any dishes that are meat and potatoes?
Meat and potatoes.
Ever call
Sausage
it
and
dish?
mash.
There we
Mash.
go. That's a meat and potato. Saved.
Bangers and mash.
Chili con carne, baked potato.
Saved me. Oh my goodness.
Mama's baked potato. It's a quick one. It's all too easy. Woxic just keeping that op on cycle. Team Spirit not going to make anything of this measly round.
Interesting, we haven't seen Woxic take over game so far on Dust2. And I feel like he's actually the least talked about player on their CT sides on this roster, only because there's so much good to say about Mezzi and Pitt, the S-Tag Floppy combo, Alex, 50 kills in a game. Woxic has fallen to the wayside in some sense. But of course, you know, he has a lot of space. As the opera, he can take it, he can find shots, and that's just scary to think about that he could still come in kind of at any moment.
Flashbang down middle. This is going to be a quick one, so it seems. Team Spirit, 2 sets of feet, already working towards Cat. Unfortunately for Alex's phenomenal Dust2 record, he still has 0 kills, but 4 assists. It's really Woxic kind of lighting up the server here for Cloud9's favor. Smoke grenade goes over towards the CT spawn, but these 2 CTs are already ahead of it. So I feel like that welcomes them to challenge, but in doing so, Chopper finds a headshot.
This is kind of a bait. So they're going to make noise in front of Alex because they think they killed the mid guy. He's going to hear them rotating lower and look at his teammates rotating over as well. This is so smart.
Woxic, though, he hasn't actually crossed just yet. Little hesitation, understandably.
And he's still here. They could just bust out mid on him or go back up cap. It's silent, actually, walk up. I guess they heard Woxic cross, and they're using this against Cloud9. And even better adaptation here by Team Spirit.
Really cool. And because of that, now Alex, he has to have the responsibility of helping out on the A site. There is nobody to contend on long, however, and there's 35 seconds. They're going to throw that SMG into the T's setup, it seems. Molotov down on the stairs, flashbang for Mezzi. Because of the molly, they may not expect it. That's a good first kill and further information. Alex opting not... Wait, hold on. Their diversion back to the B site. This could still end up playing into the hand of Alex's initial call. They have to contest this B site, but Woxic still stands within it. Chopper, he's going to try to cut down the CT player, but if they can't get out from tunnels, then nothing even matters. And Floppy just buying time. SDY with his guards down, bomb dropped, and that rotate comes back to pay off. It seemed like Spirit had out-rotated Cloud9.
Oh, damn. That was one of the highest level rounds I've ever seen on Dust2, straight up and down.
Wow.
From both teams. There were so many mind games that went into that one. Alex made a key play. Again, the double setup on the at mid with a player peeking just to take the duel. Sees them going up cat. Alex calls that they actually drop back. They rotate back somehow off of information. And then Alex goes to make the info play on cat with his teammate, using him, another player, for information. And they leave T2 and B the entire time. That was such a sick round to actually watch from both sides.
Now they're going to try the B site yet again, but this time far more simple. Floppy going to lay that grenade down. Alex, well, he's not even needed because Woxic gets 2 kills already for them. And then Floppy's going to seal the deal here. Cloud9 up to a 5-1 lead on Dust2's defense.
God damn. And did they ever earn it, right? Like that last round, The hardest round so far from both sides was the round that broke the Camel's back. Spirit, they have to save off that one. They'll hand over a lot of economy here to Cloud9, and they have to come back 4 rounds just to tie up. Oh, interesting. Again, the closed door situation. But look how many TTs are over here.
One actually inside of the site. That's Floppy. 2 kills off the AUG. Frag grenades, fantastic. Drops Mir down to 36 HP.
Holy man, I mean, Alex just adds so much value to every goddamn round. Like, I cannot stop talking about it. That was a flash assist from Alex at mid, because that's where he started the round off to. They are not challenging long. Spirit are not fighting them either, and they're focusing on this mid to B crush, which is scary for Team Spirit moving forward. The game plan is looking absolutely delectable right now for Cloud9.
Alex taking a backseat. He's got the assists and the flashes to talk about. But let's be real. You also mentioned this hardcore defense on the B site. Floppy and Woxic make for a hell of a boulder, and Team Spirit can't quite seem to move it. Alex is going to play close proximity on the door, calls out Mir's peak, insta headshot, and a 5 versus 2 ensues with not a single point of damage done versus Cloud9.
Unreal. Unreal. That is also where Mir was peeking. It looked like he was going to hard clear it, but people don't play right in front of the door as much because it can get spammed down. And Alex does take that risk and avoids him getting, cleared. And that's a no damage round here for Team Spirit. Good time to call a pause to talk about things. This is a 6-1, but you can see already, Spirit, they're thinking. Like the gears are turning. They're just not able to keep up with how well Cloud9 are playing.
Reject Eco by Scout. 74.5 of IDIS Balance's kills on Dust2 this year have been with snipers.
He just waits for it.
A good scout player, actually. IDIS Balance. He's not. I don't think he's.
Searson?
Yeah, he's not a
Searson,
right? Yeah. Oh, Frankie, when you said that, it just brings so many vivid scout kills
back
to my mind.
Back at the last DreamHack Masters.
Yeah,
that was a big one for Searson.
It's one of the reasons Biggs took it the distance.
Had our eyes banana peeled.
So, IDIS Balance going to find himself on another scout. Well-timed, Elliott, as per usual. And Woxic, he's going to challenge, because as much as there's 2 scouts on one side, there's 2 ops on the other, and those 2 ops provide us 3 kills. It is a shooting gallery down mid lane. And Chopper's going to walk into the front side of it with Woxic scoped in on him already. Scout gets picked back up by Magix. What an intimidating peek that is. Even through the door, Chopper's going to get tagged down low. Alex finishing the kill. And while Magix can also push damage through the doorway, this is a 7th round for Cloud9, undoubtedly.
I wonder what the perceived value there of opping mid. Probably pretty aware that it's a half buy for Team Spirit, but an interesting setup nonetheless. I just wonder if they'll use it again here now that it's a rifle. But that was specifically something that they wanted to use in their anti-ecos. It's kind of interesting. They get so much info early. They can spot green box and blue barrels at the same time. They can certainly catch one player off guard because they think there's only one op at mid. There's a lot of cool stuff there. But this time around, the ops will part ways. They'll split up and try to cover different things. Woxic sitting here on Cat, drops a shot, forces Mezzy back a bit. He'll drop a grenade on the fallback, the Iverson. It's really good. So much damage dealt.
Ooh, and then a faceful too.
Yeah. So for a player, it might be worth it, although it is Woxic. As a tag to immediately refresh his position.
Woxic 13-4.
Game plan looks good for Cloud9 because they're not over-investing resources into long control. Spirit are not testing them there.
Yeah, long really hasn't been a part of this.
Look how strong the map gets when you don't have to think about long control. No wonder Team Spirit are slightly falling behind in each of these rounds.
Grouping themselves up on Catwalk as Cloud9 move the majority of their pieces into position. Alex is going to take over the Goose. We've got that smoke still on Mezzy, but the flash goes high first. He blinds 3 players with it. Alex, he's actually going to extend off of the second flashbang. You'd think he could have served as an anchor, but instead he wanted to take it to them. Estetag finds the headshot on Chopper, but they have a little bit of cover. 2 players within the site, one of which dropped through the box. This op has been delivering. And Floppy, well, he's come up from CT spawn already. They've got a piece of the hold at each of the corners. One on site, one elbow, one deep cat. And Floppy coming up from ramp, scopes in on the middle man. Mir still up in his face. Last flash thrown out here from Floppy. He's trying to get this player peeled off, but the bomb is already gone beyond the halfway point. Floppy, he gets the guy on catwalk who is trying to keep Mir alive. And then he defuses in time.
That's disgusting, man. He actually, first of all, the ACOG onto the Opper, then to the cat player after that with Mir staying alive behind default. That is ridiculous after he comes up from CT. A perfect retake from Floppy. This readjustment was the crazy part. And then, like, how did he find that? Some die young. He thought that he was going to be the last one to die in that position.
He should have been.
Yeah. That's, okay, so finally they'll try long, and look who's here to fight.
Alex, and let's see if he can stop it in its tracks. Jumps over, blindsides Mir, delivers the double.
I can't, it's, how does he have such a good, he has such a good read on basically every situation. It's absolutely extraordinary. And they've pushed lower off of this.
Boxer's gonna get this scope in just in time. Hits the shot, but iDisbalance doesn't die. He will, however, lose a teammate. Alex on for the 3K. 4th and 5th towards catwalk. Alex, he's flanking them in middle. He does get himself 4 kills on this round. Not only does he hold back the long players, but once he's killed them, he just kicks in the door, flanks that top mid, takes him with another 9 rounds to 1.
When they did this versus Complexity, I thought that Alex specifically had researched Complexity a lot and knew what BlameF was going to call. And I don't know how much research he's done here for Spirit, but at this moment, it feels like he's been living in their team speak for all of their practices. He knows what they want to do. He's always in the right spot. He's calling for the best rotations. And when he's down players, he's using those remaining players effectively to seek out information, to get map control back. I honestly am just absolutely astounded by Alex from a multitude of angles. Like his ability to know when to get information, how he's getting kills. He's actually making Dust2 look like an interesting map for Cloud9 as no potential for a home pick. And I would never say that about teams.
Starting to watch this map pool grow. Cloud9 peeking out wide from Goose is Alex. I mean, he was in such a compromised position, but his frag grenades, fantastic, and a Walk6 coverage alongside Estetag is enough to drop every single player other than SDY. His Tech 9 rattles off for 1, but Floppy's right there, and we're watching Cloud9 surgically remove Team Spirit piece by piece.
It's a masterclass, and Frankie brought up the CT side for Spirit might be good, but maybe they won't even get a chance to play it. I don't know what they're going to think that Spirit will do, but at this point, it's literally a guessing game. Spirit have to try something. They kind of have to, they kind of have to like put the blindfold on and just go with the flow. Because at this point, if they think too much, Cloud9 are going to know exactly what they're trying. They've got such a good rhythm with them at the moment. It's just the tango, and Cloud9 are taking the lead. And it looks like we might have a round restart, which changes spawns up a little bit. So we'll see if that influences Spirit at all. But they don't seem like they just gravitate towards the long hits whenever they have the opportunity.
Spirit have played 84 rounds of Nuke in 2 games at DH Masters, DreamHack Masters, and lost it twice. So that's heroic and Cloud9.
Yeah, so that's a really big win for Cloud9. We look back on just Nuke and a power pick for Cloud9. But in this veto as well, Spirit picking into Dust2 is their own risk. And we've seen a lot of vetoes where there's so much overlap. And you have to give credit to Spirit. They have a overall like pretty high win percentages in their map pool. And of course, Cloud9 just have very few maps on record. But yeah, it's hard to analyze before the game starts for that reason, for the small sample sizes. But it's goddamn interesting to be able to see what these different matchups bring for the first time.
A player from Spirit has timed out, so hopefully we're going to be able to get them back online very shortly. It's okay. It's not like Source 2 is coming. Although, to be fair, okay, you've just given me that little on as if Source 2 was coming, fine, we can take an extended break, but that's not the case here.
Okay.
If Source 2 comes out, I don't think we can finish this cast. I'm going to find a computer real quick.
Yeah, computer real quick. I'm going to be in the server.
All players are back on the server, by the way, so we are nearly ready to kick back off.
Thanks, Frankie.
Try this again here for Team Spirit out on the T round. And they've just got to get 5 rounds here. I think, yeah. I don't think the problem for Spirit is that they're not a good team. They are a great team, and sometimes they look like a tier 1 team, but they don't play consistently at the tier 1 level. Cloud9 have shown so much promise that it's just like hard. Yeah, it's hard to view Spirit as like their biggest threat so far. Wow. Some of these maps they've played, they've just done so well. The kills are coming in. SDY and Chopper left alive. Woxic, he'll miss it. It was a little bit too far out.
Yeah, Woxic's getting a little too excited, man. Trying to fight with the USP to the top of middle when there was a second T there covering him with an op.
But look at this, just death down suicide. They get stitched up on their way to catwalk.
Chopper retrieves bomb. Problem being is that, Chopper didn't retrieve bomb while SDY was inside of the B site. He retrieves it once SDY has left it. So this still gives Cloud9 a good chance to play the man advantage. And as opposed to just sitting back and waiting, they're going to send Alex into the tunnels. A little evacuation process. Make sure nobody's left inside the building. Mezzi's going to waste no time getting on to the heels of Team Spirit, and we've got Woxic with his op holding cross all the while. Single smoke for Chopper means that Team Spirit will not be able to block off the entire vision, and if they peek this dry, I'm willing to say they both die. 25 seconds on the clock. They have to make their move. Woxic looks away and looks back just in the nick of time to kill Chopper as Mezzi hits the flank. It's all good for Cloud9. 10 rounds their lead.
Woxic turned around like someone tapped him on the back. What was going on there?
I told you, man. He's got the jitters.
He does, yeah. He gets bored. But they had all the information to go for them. Well, you want to bring the energy in. I mean, on that nuke game, after the first half, a little bit of a comeback, you could see it being possible. For Spirit, this is looking very difficult. Of course, we can look at the end game and talk about the Dust2 of Cloud9. You have to assume it's not going to go quite as badly. Did anyone get walked past there? Okay, Floppy will grab 2 in the B tunnels. After a flash peek, Idis Balance is blind as Mezzi clears it out without spotting him. But he falls back, so there's no casualty, no repercussions. It has to be a deflated Team Spirit.
Understandably. They're getting kind of bullied here on Dust2. Makes me wonder what would have been on Inferno or Mirage.
Yeah, Inferno with a win here. And, yeah, that sliver of a chance that we do get there. Inferno, I think, is where it gets very interesting.
Walk not.
Turn back. No problem for him.
Floppy's still holding over on the B site. SDY tries to get ahead of it, but Woxic comes back for second servings. He is 19-5. Absolutely taking all of the kills away from Alex. And even though I say that, Alex still remains at 11-3. So he's performing perfectly.
Alex just tugboated them through the first 10 rounds with just pure calls alone. On top of his positioning, the kills where he needed to. He wasn't even getting like a multitude of kills that took away from the calling performance, but goddamn.
Try to contest for long A yet again. Something we didn't see from Team Spirit until about halfway through this first opener. And, well, we might not get to see much more of it. Alex is going to slip into the tunnels. There's nobody currently in there, but Chopper does start to get into position from T-spawn. This timing could catch Alex off. Yeah, it will. Chopper finding him swapping to the Tech-9. And Team Spirit, I mean, they're so set up for this A hit that maybe they wait just long enough for Cloud9 to peel a player away, thinking that B is so compromised. But Cloud9 retaining control of the A site, kind of calling Spirit out on this execute, which is inevitably coming in. We get the double smokes in the face of Estetag, and he doesn't find that op timing. There is still a player on site swinging out. That's Mezzi trying to hide in the bomb site. It's 2 Cloud9 players down. Team Spirit looking to double their round count at the end of this first half, and it is only Floppy, but Floppy on his own has gone ahead to take down 3 players. Idis Balance misses his shot, and Floppy understands exactly where they're coming in from. They do not have bomb because he is sitting on it, and that Molotov confirms what he needs to know. If Floppy can clutch with an ace, this would be ridiculous. And Idis Balance has only 20 health left over. 20 seconds to the clock. And Idis Balance, he has to walk the plank. He doesn't want to do this, but it's inevitable. Floppy finds 5.
What more do you need from a B anchor than to come through and pull off a clutch like that? An unwinnable retake with the spray down in this AUG commercial. Floppy will pull off a monster clutch at a 12-1 scoreline as if it wasn't bad enough.
Just like that, Floppy tied for the most amount of kills alongside Woxic. Chopper gets his revenge, but at what cost? Team Spirit still sitting on a single round. As we hit the final and 15th of their T side. Alex gonna catch a kill as the smoke pops on him. He goes right back at it. Second servings and almost a third plate. Magix dies in the end. Cloud9, a wonderful showing on Dust2, and they're about to close in the second half. Turns out Alex doesn't have to hard carry Cloud9 on the CT side of Dust2 because his teammates are pretty damn good. And his calling seems that much better than when they faced off versus ENCE. After seeing the strats coming out of him and not just the performance as a hard carry, I do not think we are going to get the same instance as we did versus ENCE. I do not think Cloud9 will fizzle out, but rather finish with a bang.
I mean, they could play terribly and still win. That's the problem here for Spirit. They just did not set themselves up at all to see this second half.
If they didn't win that first pistol, it would have been the 15-0.
Oh, shoot. Was it the pistol? Holy hell.
Force buy to 14 in a row.
This team definitely does have a little bit of magic about them. And, yeah, crazy how fast that they've gotten good. There's no two ways around it.
There's nothing to stop them at this A site. So if Team Spirit don't have a retake ready, their destiny looks bleak. Not in the grand scheme of things, because Team Spirit have already accomplished quite some promising performances in this tournament, but playoffs don't seem likely.
2 flashes to work with here from the CT side. They've just got a frag.
Mir's gonna run in off of them, trying to find Mezzi's head. Goose player still standing. That's floppy. And this guy pulled off a hell of a clutch with the ace. Alex comes in, and he goes down. It's Estetag at a distance, popping off with the P250, and he's doing damage, but Team Spirit with that kit are just gonna stick this defuse. 2-0 in pistols. Let's hope for their sake they don't lose to another force buy.
This is the kind of situation where that happen just because the confidence is going to be shot. Whoa, Floppy's 20-6 off of that ace.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow. I didn't even notice. So, yeah, he just overtakes Woxic, who was like star fragging this time around. So the retake looks really good here for Team Spirit, but of course, it might just be a dignity round here, a consolation round. A sticker star for their participation. They know that Cloud9 are going to reinvest without a shadow of a doubt. So they themselves invest quite heavily. Chopper, oh, he's in a weird situation. Oh, he actually pushes up and finds a kill, and it looks like he'll be able to slink back into safety. Nice play by him, and a great grenade to the top of Xbox there over the smoke for Mir.
Bomb collects itself alongside 2 teammates here inside of tunnels. Alex on 50 health is over towards doors. It's Mir and SDY to perform the miracle, to hold them back. And one man's got his hands busy, but the MP9 cuts down 2. And Alex, well, he's gonna slip out mid to his own demise. Estetag 14-7. He had an excellent first half, but obviously so outnumbered, so outgunned, he is done. And Team Spirit, well, they'll at least have a third.
A for what it's worth moment. A nice push here from SDY. I like this setup. Just this kind of really hard angle where they're kind of stacked up between the player who's supposed to be in window and SDY. It's like a vertical stack from a distance. And it's set up well for any nades to come out or respond to any aggression and get in front of some of the flashes. Good way to put up your MP9 in a position to succeed. Well, they've invested. Cloud9 spread the map a little bit inside of lower, pushing into the tunnels. Sumdayoung will get 2 kills. They are feeding him. I'll once again give you my jacket if Spirit win this game.
I don't want it anymore.
Frankie, you can have my jacket if Spirit win this game.
Ooh, can I get it tailored so it fits me?
No, you gotta wear it with the extra long arms.
I might need to borrow it back at one point or another.
I'll take the shirt off your back instead.
Sure, because we're friends, you would lend it back to me. Surely.
At a premium.
I would have to pay for my own jacket.
You'd have to pay for the dry cleaning. Yeah.
I lost in a fun bet. Okay.
Fun?
It was, yeah. It's just supposed to be a fun thing that we did.
Sumptuous.
Betting isn't fun.
Glass cannon on the play from Woxic. Doesn't matter. Hits the shot.
Well said. Didn't hit any damage. No nades came his way. He was clean to get out. Chopper, he made a key play last round at the top of mid, and he'll make another one, it looks like. Yeah, he'll win versus Floppy. It's labored. He takes some damage for it, but he still wins the duel. That's information. I think they know what Cloud9 are all about here, coming out towards mid. They haven't pushed upper, so that's something. Smokes come in. Nade goes in between two players, unfortunately. This comes down to Magic's.
Great angle.
Yeah.
Inside of the smoke as well. You could completely understand how this may catch Cloud9 off guard. A collection of flashbangs being thrown out by Team Spirit, but ESL takes off Magic's head. Alex lucky to be alive here, 2 HP. ESL on a quarter. SDY's trying to find his opening, but Alex has his back, and Amir's op seems way too valuable to risk for this biscuit. Amir's gonna go ahead and pop off a couple shots, but he's being chased down, he's being hunted, and he knows it, and he can do absolutely nothing. He gives up, he surrenders, and Cloud9 succeed in finding 15.
Wow. They hunt him down like it's zombie mod. Knives out, jumping. 15-4. And, well, I mean, like in a situation like this, at least we get to see one round. Yeah, Cloud9 proved they could do it early. They won a good rifle round straight up versus Team Spirit on their CT side. As much reverence we have for it, it's not a position where they could potentially get back into the game. Low on guns on a couple of players. SDY has been good in the B side, so that's something. But Woxic, another opening off kill with his on this T side, which is great for him. And SDY, he will get absolutely destroyed as well. Lower push coming in, but Alex is already outside the B site. Oh my goodness gracious, man.
Chopper slips through the tunnel, and that MP9 is going to give him something. He's going to run over, try and succeed with the fruits of his labor. An AK he finds. 69 ADR, 4 players ahead of him. Smoke grenade in his face, but look, he still smiles. And that's what it's all about with Team Spirit. High hopes, as they've already achieved some decent upsets here in the event, but they will be eliminated at the hands of Cloud9, who have secured themselves a spot in the DreamHack Masters Winter Playoffs.
And I have a feeling now Alex is going to be quite relieved that that was only 2 maps, because now we can go to bed.
As he should.
And
yeah,
rest up.
And we'll be putting this series to bed very soon because we need to go to a short break. But when we come back, hopefully we're going to be talking to the victors, Cloud9.